October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. According to the National Council Against Domestic Violence, more than 10 million people are physically abused by their partner every year. Up with Crime's Channing Curtis telling us more about why sometimes leaving an abusive partner can be such a challenge.
Spokane County has the highest rate of domestic violence in the entire state of Washington. That's according to a 2019 study. For people who are being abused, trying to leave that situation is often a scary and dangerous time. Victims are often forced to leave at a moment's notice without some of their most prized possessions. And sadly, sometimes that means they have to choose between going to a shelter and leaving a pet behind.
48% of people who live in homes where there is domestic violence don't leave because there's nowhere to take their pet. The shelters in this country, only about right now 15% are equipped to take human survivors and their pets with them.
Talk show host Tamron Hall has been an advocate for domestic violence victims since the death of her sister. Now she's partnering with the nonprofit Red Rover to provide funding for shelters so that they can also care for people and their pets.
Imagine a family member that you love leaving them behind in a home of violence. And that's something that people simply cannot do. And nor should we put them in a situation where they have to make that choice.
Most shelters across the country simply don't have the resources to house pets, but thankfully some in Washington can.
Our shelter has actually been pet friendly for over 15 years.
Gemma Rydell with the YWCA says it's very common for people leaving a violent situation to not want to leave their pets behind.
We know that pets are a big reason why somebody may stay or return to their relationship, because you don't want to leave your pet behind, and quite frankly, pet abuse and pet torture is a common tactic used by abusers to kind of leverage that power and control.
Not only does the YWCA shelter provide a safe space for humans and their animal companions, but they also provide pet supplies to their residents as well.
Some folks, they're leaving with what they can grab, including their pet, but they might not have pet food or a bed or a leash or whatever that is. And so we also have some of those emergency pet supplies on hand for our furry guests as well.
Pets not only help their owners during a stressful time, but they also bring joy to other people living in the shelter as well.
It's helpful for the kiddos that are in our shelter to have those pets around. It's helpful for our other residents. Almost in a therapeutic way, it feels more like a home. You have your beloved cats and dogs or whatever it is. If you have a beloved snake, it can also stay with us.
Spokanimal is another local organization that offers free services for people fleeing domestic violence.
We receive probably 5 to 6 calls a month in regard to this. We do work with a lot of different organizations here in Spokane, and we help through our Guardian Angel program, where we're able to bring the animals into our shelter and keep them safe. Graham, we started it to be like a liaison to the community, so if folks need to move and they have that gap of like a couple weeks, domestic violence situations, Red Cross situations like a house fire, things like that we're able to bring the animals into our shelter. We provide the service at no cost, so it's free for people.
Studies show that leaving a domestic violence situation is often the most dangerous time for a survivor.
Fleeing, with your pet can be just a huge barrier for folks. And so by being pet friendly, we're trying to decrease those barriers for our survivors.
Now, the YWCA Safe Shelter does house pets, but most do not. So if you're interested in donating to Red Rover and their domestic violence awareness campaign, we have a link with how you can do so on the crim.com website. We also have a list of resources for anyone who is in a domestic violence situation. Now remember, the number for the Spokane 24-hour hotline is 509-326-2255. You can also text 509-220-3725. Someone is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We'll also have those numbers on our website as well as the National Domestic Violence Hotline as well.